a false La Nina move on the grains that happened on this rise up here, and we've been kind of stuck in no man's land for a while, and then the La Nina went positive, or the ENSO INO went negative right here, and we've been in a bottom since then. So right now the corn harvests are coming in under the USDA. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Yeah, we're gonna get a report on the corn crop, and I think it's going to remain bullish. So take a look at the report tomorrow. But I'm looking for corn to get back up to the highs it had earlier in the year. And let me push out, which is 23, 24 area here. And I think this whole thing's going to cup out. We're going to get a handle. And then this move from 18 to 23 is going to be 23 to 28. In Australia, it's still snowing in Australia. Argentina, it's snowing in Argentina. It's cold in New Zealand. These are precursors for us. The Pacific Northwest in the next 7 days is going to get 12 to 17 inches of rain. And you just saw what happened on the East Coast. And we're getting frost early this year in the Midwest. So I think La Nina is going to hit us pretty hard this winter. And La Ninas usually stick around for like 2 years. And I think it's gonna buoy the crops for us. And so if you don't want to just be individual with corn, JJG is a great stock to own, and it's in my portfolio. And I'm looking for JJG to also follow the direction corn's going. Looking at wheat, it's a little flatter. But what they're finding out is even though the grain crop was fantastic, the quality was extremely poor. So it's going to give the surpluses aren't going to last very long. So going into next year, the farmers aren't going to be able to count on selling that grain. It's really going to be sold a lot for animal feed, and you're going to see the price of wheat get bid back up again. So that's something to keep an eye on that front. With cold weather comes natural gas. And we had a great move on Boyle, and looking for it to set back up again. This is just really overbought right now, but there's no reason why I can't do this. And so I'm looking here and looking for just an opportunity for it to come down a little bit more, so I can get back into it again. But natural gas is going to go up at least another 10% in my view. In the near term, this is 30% move on $17. So you're looking at probably $5 here. So I'll probably get back into Boyle here with November calls here pretty soon. Sold my Octobers, and look for natural gas to keep on keeping on. On the other side is oil is kind of at our first down day. Everybody's talking about this inverted head and shoulders here, but these happen at a bottom, not in the middle of a move, and so of a range. So I'm not too sure about oil right now, other than to say that there's this a really interesting dynamic going on right now with the oil and the dollar are traveling together, and my view is that people that don't want to buy the dollar are moving into oil and holding their wealth there and using the contango, which is all that means is that the futures contracts go out into the future, but they look at the first month and they look at the 6th month out and they look at the 13th month out, and they look at the difference in price, and the price typically is higher going out. And so what they do is they buy the contract that's closest to expiration and sell the one that's farther out, and they continue to hold the oil, and they just keep what they call rolling it, and that way they can hold that wealth and have it be paid for, and actually in many cases put a little money in their pocket. So I think oil has become as much of a store of wealth as a commodity again. And so until the front months become much more expensive than the the out months, that trend will continue and then it will sell off. But I'm looking for next 2 months of seasonal weakness with the oil, so I'm looking for it to sell down before I'll get into next year and have that trade work again, if we're not in a recession by then. And speaking of which, if you look at Yum, the reason why I brought Yum Brands up here is that they announced a layoff. And I'll put it out on my Twitter feed, but 78 out of the last 79 months, bartenders and restaurant workers, they've increased employment. Yum is now at the forefront of laying off these people. They just announced 2,100 layoffs. With people, with health insurance going up, people aren't eating out as much. The millennials are broke. They keep raising the price of everything. They keep raising taxes on everything. They keep raising minimum wages on everything. They keep raising insurance on everything. And at some point, it's just not worth it to go out to eat. And so then they don't need as many people, and it cascades. And this is the only place that people have had jobs. So those who are millennials, it's just amazing to me, the convoluted economic system that these people created just so that 100 multi-billionaires can become even richer and be enabled by maybe 50,000 politicians around the world. And basically millions and millions and millions and millions of people are going to suffer because of this. And it's really sad. And because they just continue to lie to everybody about how good things are. Well, this is the shoe to drop. And I look at my own health insurance, it was up 30%, $5,000 more, out of our pocket next year. And all we can do is really transfer. What is it that we're not going to do to pay for this? And so those are typically service things. So we'll eat out even less. We'll probably take on one less trip. Maybe we don't do something for our daughter. We hold on to the cars another year. And so, and we still have options. Some people simply don't have any options. They'll just drop health insurance and roll the dice. And so the whole thing will come cascading down. And so this is the one to watch. So watch the food and beverage. Watch for the next employment reports. Watch for this. What's going to be weird is the seasonals will show strong for Christmas because they bake in, basically how many jobs they think are going to happen. But then going into January and February, you're just going to basically see these jobs falling off a cliff. So anyway, but just keep an eye on, on the positive here. There's things we're going to be able to buy. And so we have options. And so in order to pay for all these things I just lamented about, is that I think ags and natural gas are gonna hold firm because it's really outside the control of the Federal Reserve. And so anyway, that's my report and a little bit of a rant, but I've been watching it, it's been bothering me, and I'm sure it's bothering a lot of people. But anyway, have a good one. I'll catch you guys all tomorrow, and good trading. Talk to you later. Bye bye.